All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. That's the casket being carried, the body of Officer Randolph Holder, NYPD, who was killed on October 20th in the line of duty. He responded to reports of a bicycle being stolen at gunpoint. The assailant, who is in custody, thank goodness, reportedly hopped off the bike and shot the police officer. And joining us now is Ed Mullins. He's president of the New York Police Department Sergeants Benevolent Association, and he was, of course, at the funeral. Ed, welcome, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. My condolences to the entire, police family. Of course, another officer here in New York City, another hero nationwide, meets a tragic death at the hands of a thug. What was the mood like? I believe, what, a 5-year veteran who had a fiance, just a kid.
Yeah, in many ways, yes. You had a man who was 30 years old, wanted to be a police officer, came from a family of police officers, and male, black, African American in the NYPD, a department that's been under scrutiny for, prejudicial conduct. And in the last year, we've had a very diverse group of people who were killed, two male blacks, Hispanic, and Asian.
Yep.
And here we have an individual that was providing safety in the community in Harlem, and killed while trying to apprehend a suspect that should have never been on the street.
I want to ask you, before we get to something else, there was a lot of talk that the father had met with, the father of the deceased officer had met with Al Sharpton, and Sharpton first was going to speak at the funeral, then he was going to attend, and then he wound up just doing none of the above, because reportedly the fact that the fiance of the officer had said, and the family members had said, that the officer had no use for Al Sharpton, and it would be a travesty, to have him there. You have any feelings on that whole scenario?
Well, based on the premise of what we're hearing, we heard the father had reached out to Sharpton or vice versa, whatever the real truth is. I believe Holder's girlfriend, her statements that he had no respect for Sharpton, is probably true. And I get that amongst a lot of police officers of all races within the NYPD.
Sure.
So it's not really a place for Sharpton to be. If you want to talk about healing, as he was talked about in the papers, time to heal, he probably has to backtrack history that he has of things with Tawana Brawley and Ferguson, Missouri, of hands up, don't shoot.
Absolutely.
I mean, that never happened. So,
Absolutely.
If you want to get to the table to move forward and you want to say, okay, I screwed up along the way and did things along those lines, but then it comes down to action and, what are you going to do to make things better?
Right.
It just can't be words.
Ed, I want you to hear something Barack Obama said yesterday with addressing police chiefs from around the country.
And as a report that came out just this week reminded us, there are a lot of African Americans, not just me, who have that same kind of story of being pulled over or frisked or something. And the data shows that this is not an aberration. It doesn't mean each case is a problem. It means that when you aggregate all the cases and you look at it, you've got to say that there's some racial bias in the system.
All right. I see that, to me, just inflames the situation. And I guarantee you, Ed, if your officer, if Officer Randolph Holder had a hit and drag the guy on the bike who stole the bike, and it was on video, they'd say he did that because he stole a bike, and they'd be looking to fire Randolph Holder. But, of course, as it turned out, the guy got off the bike and shot him, which just speaks to the danger police officers face every day. What do you think about what Obama said?
Well, I think Obama is going to go down in the record books as one of the worst presidents in American history. And I think, when you look at a country that elected an African American twice, because he was reelected with an overwhelming majority, the tension in this country over the last 8 years since he's been president between races has gotten worse. When he was in a key position to build bridges, to put people together, and to move the ball forward and bring peace and harmony across the country.
We got 30 seconds. Is he adding to the climate that makes it dangerous for police?
He is contributing to the danger of police officers and contributing to the demise of racial tension within this country. And, you know, there's a great many people who believe that Obama has his own agenda and he's not doing what he should be doing. And he's pretty much got a history of being anti-police.
Yep.
We just need to look back at where he comes from.
Absolutely. Ed, thank you so much. Again, under better circumstances next time, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Anytime.
All right. Ed Mullins, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, former House Majority Leader Tom DeLay.